Shay gets real about Lala Kent and friendship ending. More incidents. Shay has gotten real about Lala Kent and their friendship ending. She revealed that there was more than one incident that led to them no longer being friends. Lala and Scheana used to be insanely close. However, they got into a big argument, and something major happened that led to their friendship coming to an end. Keep reading to find out what Scheana had to say about this. Lala Kent admits she messed up. Mrs. Friendship. Lala Kent admitted that she messed up in her friendship with Shay on the Valley reunion. The two used to be close friends. However, they are no longer close or on speaking terms. Lala Kent told one of their mutual friends that Brock Davies cheated on Shay before her book came out. This was a betrayal for Scheana. However, Lala did admit that she was wrong and should not have done this. However, she misses the friendship and would love to have it back someday. After Scheana spoke out, it does not seem this is going to happen. Shay has spoken out and gotten real about Lala Kent and their friendship ending. This is something she revealed happened multiple times. This wasn't about one isolated incident, but it was a pattern that went on for years. Even now, I'm continuing to learn about things that were happening behind the scenes that were hurtful and damaging to both me and my relationships. I genuinely wanted to keep our friendship intact. And looking back, that was actually like a really lonely experience. She does not see them being friends again. She revealed that she thinks it was unhealthy. However, she is still finding out about things that happened during their friendship that have upset her. It seems as though Scheana claims Lala was acting this way for years. She is still learning about things that have happened and hurt her. Lala did not keep her secret about Brock cheating on her. This seemed to be the last straw for Scheana, but not the only thing that happened. Fans do not know who to believe in this situation. However, the friendship does not seem to be mending anytime soon. What do you think about this situation? Are you shocked by what Scheana had to say about this? Sound off in the comments below. We would love to know what you think about it all. Shay gets real about Lala Kent and their friendship ending. Multiple incidents revealed. For years, Shay and Lala Kent were among the most recognizable friendships to emerge from the Vanderpump Rules universe. Their relationship survived arguments, cast shakeups, shifting alliances, and some of the franchise's biggest scandals. But now, Scheana is opening up about why that friendship ultimately fell apart, and she says it wasn't because of one dramatic moment. According to recent comments from Scheana, the end of her friendship with Lala was the result of multiple incidents that built up over time. Her explanation adds another layer to a feud that has already played out publicly, with both women offering very different perspectives on what went wrong. The revelations come at a time when the former Vanderpump Rules cast members have largely moved into different chapters of their lives. Lala is now a full-time cast member on The Valley, while Scheana has remained involved with Bravo projects and continues to host her podcast, Shenanigans. A friendship that once seemed unbreakable. Scheana and Lala did not always have an easy relationship. Their friendship developed through years of reality TV chaos, and viewers watched them move from tension to genuine closeness. There were periods when they defended each other, spent time together, and appeared determined to maintain their bond despite disagreements with other cast members. But the Vanderpump Rules environment was rarely simple. Friendships frequently shifted depending on romantic relationships, loyalty disputes, and conflicts involving other cast members. Scheana and Lala often found themselves caught in the middle of larger disagreements. Over time, however, their own relationship began showing cracks. Scheana's latest comments suggest that fans may have been looking for one explosive reason, when the reality was considerably more complicated. Scheana says it wasn't just one incident. The biggest takeaway from Scheana's explanation is that she doesn't view the friendship ending as the result of a single argument. Instead, she described a pattern of incidents that accumulated over the years. That distinction is important because it changes the story from one massive falling out to something much more gradual. Friendships in the reality TV world can sometimes look perfect on camera, while problems continue behind the scenes. In Scheana's telling, The issues with Lala eventually reached a point where continuing the friendship no longer felt realistic. Rather than pointing to one specific event, Scheana has indicated that several moments contributed to her decision to step away. That revelation has naturally left fans wondering which incidents were the final straw. Lala has her own perspective. Lala, meanwhile, has also spoken about the relationship. During the Valley reunion, Lala discussed the status of her relationship with Scheana. She became emotional while explaining that the two women had not spoken in approximately a year. That admission made it clear that this wasn't simply a temporary disagreement. Their communication had effectively stopped. Lala previously offered an even more blunt assessment during a May appearance on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. When asked about Scheana, she declined to get deeply into the details and essentially characterized the two women as being on separate paths. She also suggested she would be willing to address the situation if Scheana appeared on the Valley. Those comments painted a picture of two former friends who were no longer making an effort to repair the relationship. The Ariana Madix factor. It would be impossible to discuss the history of Scheana and Lala without mentioning Ariana Madix. The trio's relationships have been shaped by some of the biggest conflicts in Vanderpump Rules history, particularly the fallout surrounding Tom Sandoval and Rachel Leviss. Scheana's friendship with Ariana became complicated after the scandal, while Lala also developed strong opinions about how everyone handled the aftermath. The shifting alliances created enormous pressure within the friend group. Scheana has often found herself trying to maintain relationships with people who were on opposite sides of major conflicts. That balancing act sometimes resulted in accusations that she was being disloyal or trying too hard to keep everyone happy. For Lala, loyalty has frequently been a major theme. That difference in personalities may have contributed to the eventual breakdown. Years of tension may have finally caught up with them. One reason Scheana's latest explanation is generating attention is that the friendship had already experienced numerous smaller conflicts. The history between the two women goes back years, and their relationship has repeatedly been affected by disagreements involving other people. Earlier seasons of Vanderpump Rules showed just how complicated the cast's friendships could become. Scheana and Lala were not always on the same page, and their relationships with other cast members frequently influenced their own dynamic. At various points, one woman would defend another cast member, while the other took the opposite position. Those moments might seem insignificant individually, but over years, they can create resentment. Scheana's latest comments appear to suggest exactly that. The reality of outgrowing a friendship. There is also another possibility. Perhaps Scheana and Lala simply changed. Both women are now in very different stages of their lives, compared with their early Vanderpump Rules days. Scheana is married to Brock Davies and is raising their daughter. She has also expanded her career beyond reality television through podcasting and other projects. Lala is raising two daughters and has built a career around podcasting, television, and her personal brand. She also joined the Valley as a full-time cast member for Season 3. When people grow, their priorities change. Sometimes friendships don't survive that evolution. And unlike a dramatic breakup, there may not be one person who can be blamed. Why fans are still fascinated. The Scheana-Lala friendship has remained a hot topic because viewers watched it develop over such a long period. Fans saw the good moments. They also saw the arguments. They watched Scheana navigate complicated relationships with Ariana, Lala, and other cast members, while Lala became increasingly outspoken about who she trusted. That's why the current silence feels so significant. Reality TV friendships often seem permanent until suddenly they aren't. The fact that Scheana is now talking about multiple incidents suggests there may be much more history behind the scenes than viewers ever saw on television. Will Scheana and Lala ever reconcile? That may be the biggest question. Neither woman appears to be rushing toward reconciliation. Lala's comments have suggested that she isn't currently communicating with Scheana, while Sheena's explanation indicates that she has reached her own conclusions about why the friendship ended. Still, reality television has taught fans one important lesson: never say never. Former enemies have become friends again. Former best friends have reunited after years apart. And cast members who once claimed they would never speak again have eventually found themselves sitting together at another reunion. So a future reconciliation isn't impossible. But right now, the relationship appears to be firmly on pause, if not completely over. A new chapter for both women. Perhaps the most interesting part of this story is what happens next. Scheana and Lala no longer need their friendship to define their identities within the Bravo universe. Lala has a major role on the Valley, where her direct personality continues to create plenty of discussion. Scheana, meanwhile, has continued building her own platform outside the main Vanderpump Rules cast. Their lives have moved forward. And that may ultimately be why their friendship ending feels different this time. This isn't simply another reality TV argument that will disappear after a reunion. It appears to be the result of years of unresolved issues finally reaching a breaking point. Scheana's decision to describe the situation as involving multiple incidents gives fans a glimpse into just how complicated the friendship had become. For now, Scheana and Lala appear to be choosing separate paths. Whether those paths eventually cross again remains one of the more intriguing unanswered questions in the Bravo universe. And if either woman decides to reveal exactly what those incidents were, the story could become even more explosive.